Kurt W. Mortensen, Maximum Influence, The 12 Universal Laws of Power Persuasion. Embark on a journey to master the art of persuasion with Kurt W. Mortensen's insightful book, Maximum Influence, The 12 Universal Laws of Power Persuasion. Dive into the world of persuasion, motivation, and influence as you discover 12 laws that govern how people make choices, change their behavior, and build connections with one another. Explore the fundamental principles of persuasion, such as cognitive dissonance, commitment, obligation, and scarcity, and learn how to strike the right balance between logic and emotion for ultimate success. This book summary will help you unlock your potential to persuade while maintaining ethical standards, and transform your personal and professional life by wielding the power of influence effectively.
The Art of Persuasion. The power of persuasion lies in neutrality, and mastering it can lead to great power used positively. A recent study shows that persuasive selling skills account for about 26% of the US GDP. To gain influence and control over one's success, one must master the 12 laws of maximum influence, knowing when to use conscious or subconscious approaches. The ability to persuade is a force of power that can be used for good, and by mastering these essential tactics, one can achieve greatness and reach unprecedented levels of success. The power of cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance, a theory developed by Leon Festinger in 1957, explains why people feel the urge to change something when their attitudes and behavior conflict. This explains a lot about human behavior, as people tend to act in ways that reflect their attitudes, beliefs, and values. When beliefs are challenged, people become uncomfortable and try to move back into their comfort zones by denying that there is a problem, modifying behavior, reframing interpretation of values, or searching for additional information that supports their viewpoint. The law of cognitive dissonance has several effects, including bait and switch, brand loyalty, and public commitment. Verbal commitments lead to written commitments, and private commitments lead to public commitments. By creating circumstances where any action other than the solution offered will create dissonance, people are more likely to follow through. The power of obligation. The law of obligation, also called reciprocity, is a persuasive technique used to influence people's decisions. This technique is why door-to-door salespeople offer freebies and why car salesmen give free sodas. The law states that whenever someone does something for you, even something small, you'll feel an obligation to repay the favor. Businesses take advantage of this by offering incentives to potential customers and employees. However, it's essential to use this technique ethically without manipulating people. The obligation weakens your negotiating position, so it's crucial to strike a balance between building relationships and preserving your interests. The power of rapport. The law of rapport states that cooperation is contagious. The more connected and attracted you feel towards someone, the more persuasive they become. This is similar to the halo effect, where one positive trait can lead to the assumption of more positive traits. To build rapport, show interest in others, use their names frequently, smile, be funny, respectful, and exhibit positive body language. Speakers are also more persuasive when they resemble or share common values/background with their audience. The key to persuasion is to create a win-win situation where others will be eager to comply. The power of social pressure. The fourth law of persuasion focuses on the ability to apply social pressure to influence behavior. People are social animals who tend to follow the crowd, which is why businesses position themselves as best-selling or the place to be seen. Social validation drives consumers' choices, making them more likely to try a product or service that others enjoy. This law operates in every group, and salespeople use it to their advantage by emphasizing the popularity of their offerings. By leveraging social pressure, you can persuade your audience to take action and achieve your goals. The power of scarcity. Scarcity is a potent force that drives people to act impulsively. It makes rare items all the more desirable, and the fear of missing out on a unique opportunity triggers a sense of urgency that propels people towards action. The psychological impact of scarcity is profound, as it impairs our sense of freedom and increases our desire to obtain that which is limited. This book explores how scarcity can be effectively used in marketing to create exclusive offers like, by invitation only, sales, not available in stores, products, and one-time offers. Scarcity can also be employed as a powerful closing tool to drive sales. The power of persuasive language. The choice of words can make or break your ability to influence others, as observed by Mark Twain. This book's lesson is that the right words, delivery, and avoidance of negative language can persuade a buyer to purchase your product, enhancing your leverage in negotiations. This book teaches you how to choose words that create vivid imagery and demonstrate the product's value proposition, increasing the likelihood of success. Overall, the author highlights the importance of using persuasive language effectively to achieve desired results. The law of comparison. Comparing items can create added value. Previous experiences influence any comparison, including weighing price or value. The law of comparison states that comparing one item with another can help create added value. A simple but effective demonstration of this law is by filling 3 buckets with water at different temperatures, hot, cold, and tepid. Soak 1 foot in the hot water and 1 in the cold water, and after 30 seconds, put both feet in the tepid bucket. The water in the tepid bucket feels cold to the hot foot and hot to the cold foot. This law helps explain why an asking price is often higher than a sales price, and any comparison, including weighing price or value, is influenced by your previous experience. Even if you plan to spend $20,000 on a new car and find a model you like for $30,000 and another for $25,000, the $25,000 price may seem like a good deal, despite still being $5,000 more than you planned to spend. The power of expectation. The book explores how our expectations can impact the behavior of others, even strangers. It highlights how teachers, parents, and salespeople who have high expectations tend to receive positive results. The author explains that the placebo effect occurs because people believe that taking medication will make them feel better. Thus, it is essential to be cautious about what we expect in life. In summary, the book emphasizes the importance of having a positive outlook and high expectations. The power of involvement. Persuasion is a skill that can be mastered by getting people involved. The idea is to bring your audience closer to a decision. This can be achieved by inviting people to participate in small ways, such as asking for advice or inviting them to imagine a scenario. Questions can be powerful tools to gain involvement, guide conversations, clarify objections, determine beliefs, and obtain commitments. A good story that captures people's attention can also be used to persuade them to share your perspective, provided it is relevant. The key is to understand that people are naturally curious and can be easily engaged through involvement. Store owners and car salesmen, for instance, use this technique to lure customers. Successful persuaders have used involvement as a persuasive technique for ages. The power of praise. The law of obligation, or reciprocity, states that when someone does something for us, we naturally feel an urge to return the favor. Praise is a form of energy that releases positive reinforcement and strengthens an individual's self-esteem. As humans, we all crave acceptance, hence sincere and focused compliments on actions performed instead of expressions that targets individuals are more effective. We can attune our perspective of the power of praise by observing children's reaction to favorable treatment. The power of association. In order to close a sale, it's important to understand the power of association. Celebrity endorsements are a prime example of this, but there are many other types of associations that can be utilized, such as smells, sounds, and symbols. Major brand names like Volvo and McDonald's have carefully nurtured specific associations through advertising and public relations. When creating a call to action, keep it short and to the point. By utilizing the right associations and keeping the process simple, you can create the perfect climate for closing a sale. The Art of Master Persuasion. Consumers balance logic and emotion when making decisions. Emotionally driven actions are later justified with logic, while logical arguments rely on expert testimony, statistics, and examples. Emotional persuasion may stimulate feelings such as anger, greed, or fear. The law of obligation can lead to ethical issues if used for the wrong reasons. Master persuaders balance both logic and emotion to convince others of their views.
In A Maximum Influence, Kurt W. Mortensen provides a comprehensive guide to navigating the complex landscape of persuasion and influence. Delving into 12 fundamental laws, you'll learn to understand the inner workings of human behavior, emotions, and decisions, and harness the tools necessary to wield your newfound knowledge ethically and effectively. As you apply these laws in your daily life, you will steadily improve your ability to persuade others, whether it's in personal relationships or professional scenarios. So step forward and become a maestro of persuasion, embracing the power of influence to achieve greatness and success in your life.